Hello and welcome back here. My name is Tracy Achieng. Welcome back to my channel. My pen name is always Achi Rise. I like the name. And here we talk about personal development, number one, in financial intelligence. I'd like us to get into reading. We do it via book reading, where we get the financial intelligence tips from book reading. We read financial intelligence books such as The Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki, and we make sure we put whatever we read into practice. Slowly by slowly, small steps, one step at a time, but also taking care to notice between patience and wasting time. They mostly look the same. So I'd like us to get straight into reading. Sorry about the background noise. Sorry about the background noise. I'm working on it. And let's get started. So we are reading The Rich Dad Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki. And last time we did, if you haven't watched it, kindly get time to watch it. We were talking about what exactly Rich Dad was telling Robert from the last episode, and he was giving him some tips, mostly on how different people behave whenever life pushes them around. So let's continue reading and see what more he has to say. And by the way, the main lesson here is the rich don't work for money. So what do the poor and the middle class do? They work for money. And what the rich do? Let's get into it and see it. Thank you. So, okay. It was at that moment that Rich Dad shared the pivotal point of view that separated him from his employees and my poor dad, and led him to eventually become one of the richest men in Hawaii. Okay. While my highly educated but poor dad struggled financially all his life. To a singular point of view, so sorry about the background noise, guys. I'm so sorry about the background noise. It was a singular point of view that made all the difference over a lifetime. Rich Dad said over and over this point of view, which I call lesson number one. The poor and the middle class work for money. The rich have money work for them. Okay, let's pause and let that point sink. The poor and the middle class work for money. The rich have money work for them. I must confess, I'm still working for money, but then slowly, small steps at a time, we get money work for us. But how do we make money work for us? That's why you need to continue reading. And by the way, welcome here. If you haven't subscribed, kindly consider subscribing to my channel because I drop content frequently. Make sure you hit the notification button so that you get notified whenever I drop a video. I do drop a video intermittently, maybe one day after another. And also kindly share these videos and leave your comments below. Thank you. So the poor and the middle class work for money, the rich have money work for them. Okay, on that bright Saturday morning, I was learning a completely different point of view from what I had been taught by my poor dad. At the age of 9, I grew aware of what dads wanted me to learn. Both dads encouraged me to study, but not the same things. My highly educated dad recommended that I do what he did. Son, I want you to go to school, study hard, get good grades, so you can find a safe, secure job with a big company. And make sure it has excellent benefits. My rich dad wanted me to learn how money works, so I could make it work for me. Two different points of view, and the latter wins it in this age. These lessons I've learned through life with his guidance, not because of a classroom. My dad had continued my first lesson. I'm glad he got angry about working for 10 cents an hour. If you had not gotten angry and had gladly accepted it, I would have to tell you that I could not teach you. see, true learning takes energy, passion, and burning desire. Anger is big part of that formula. Anger is a big part of that formula. So, for passion is anger and love combined. When it comes to money, most people want to play it safe and feel secure. So passion does not direct them. Fear does. So is that why they'll take a job with low pay? I asked. Yes, said Rich Dad. Some people say I exploit people because I don't pay as much as the sugar plantation and the government. I say the people exploit themselves. It's the fear, not mine. But don't you feel you should pay them more? I asked. I don't have to, Rich Dad said. And besides, more money will not solve the problem. Just look at your dad. He makes a lot of money and he still can't pay his bills. Most people make a lot of money and still can't pay the bills, only to get into more debt. So that's why the 10 cents an hour. I said, smiling. It's a part of the lesson. That's right. I smiled with Dad. You see, your dad went to school and got excellent education, so he could get a high-paying job, which he did. But he still has money problems because he never learned anything about money at school. On top of that, he believes in working for money. And you don't? I asked. No, not really, said Rich Dad. If you want to learn to work for money, then stay in school. That is a good place to learn to do that. But if you want to learn how to have money work for you, then I will teach you that. But only if you want to learn. Will everyone want to learn that? I asked. No, said Rich Dad. Simply because it's easier to learn to work for money, especially if fear is a primary emotion when the subject of money is discussed. So there are a lot of themes here. The theme of fear and comfort zone. Then there's the theme of doing whatever it takes, something of that sort. And there is working for money and have money work for you, and having money work for you. And there is what school teaches and there is what life teaches. Let's keep reading and see. Just a few more lines, then we'll be done. Not so much for today. I don't understand, I said with a frown. Don't worry about that for now. I just know that it's fear that keeps most people working for a job. The fear of not paying the bills, the fear of being fired, the fear of not having enough money, the fear of starting over. That's the price of studying to learn a profession or trade and then working for money. Sorry. Most people become a slave to money and then get angry at the boss. Learning to have money work for you is a completely different course of study, I asked. Absolutely, said Rich Dad. Absolutely. We sat in silence on that beautiful Hawaiian Saturday morning. My friends would have just been starting the Little League baseball game. But for some reason, I was not thankful I had decided to work for 10 cents an hour. I sensed that I was about to learn something my friends in school will not learn. Ready to learn? Asked Rich Dad. Absolutely, I said with a grin. I have kept my promise. I've been teaching you from afar, my Rich Dad said. At 9 years old, you've gotten a taste of what it feels like to work for money. Just multiply your last month by 50 years and you will have an idea of what most people spend their life doing. I don't understand, I said. How do you feel waiting in line to see me? Once I get tired, and once I ask for money. Terrible, I said. If you choose to work for money, that's what life is like for many people, said Rich Dad. And how do you feel when Mrs. Martin drops 3 times in your hand for 3 hours of work? I felt like it wasn't enough. It seems like nothing. I was disappointed, I said. That's how most employees feel when they look at the paychecks, especially after all the tax, the deductions are taken out. At least you got 100%. You mean most workers don't get paid everything? I asked with amazement. Robert is amazed. Parents no, said Rich Dad. The government always takes their share first. How do they do that? I asked. Taxes, said Rich Dad. You tax when you earn. You tax when you spend. You tax when you save. You tax when you die. Why do people let the government do that? Sorry about the background noise. I'm so sorry about the background noise. Can you just don't listen to the background noise, listen to what you're saying. In a few will be done. Thank you. The rich don't, said Rich Dad with a smile. The poor and the middle class do. I'll bet you that I earn more than your dad, yet he pays more in taxes. How can that be? I asked. As a 9-year-old boy, that made no sense to me. Oh, will someone let the government do that to them? Rich Dad sat there in silence. I guess he wanted me to listen instead of jabber away at the mouth. Finally, I calmed down. I don't like what I heard. I knew my dad complained constantly about paying so much in taxes, but really did nothing about it. Was that life pushing him around? Rich Dad rocked slowly and silently in his chair, just looking at me. Ready to learn? He asked. I nodded my head slowly. As I said, there is a lot to learn. Learning how to make money work for you is a lifetime study. Most people go to college for 4 years and then their education ends. I already know that my study of money will continue over my lifetime. Simply because the more I find out, the more I need to know. Most people never study the subject. They go to work, get the paycheck, balance their checkbooks, and that's it. On top of that, they wonder why they have money problems, and they think that more money will solve the problem. So there's also another thing coming up, that people think that more money will solve their problems, which is always nope. Rather, they end up in more debt. Let's teach ourselves financial intelligence. Then they think that the more money will solve the problem. Few realize that it's their lack of financial education that is the problem. Only few. So my dad has tax problems because he doesn't understand money. I asked, confused. Look, said Rich Dad, taxes are just one small section on learning how to have money work for you. Today, I just wanted to find out if you still have the passion to learn about money. Most people don't. They want to go to school, learn a profession, have fun at their work, and earn lots of money. One day, they wake up with the big money problems and they can't stop working. That's the price of only knowing how to work money instead of studying how to have money work for you. So do you still have the passion to learn? Asked Rich Dad. I nodded my head. Good, said Rich Dad. Now get back to work. This time I will pay you nothing. What? I asked in amazement. You heard me? Nothing. We will work the same 3 hours every Saturday, but this time you will not be paid 10 cents per hour. You said you wanted to learn not to work for money, so I'm going to pay you nothing. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. I've already had this conversation with Mike. He's already working, dusting and stacking cans for free. You better hurry and get back there. That's not fair, I shouted. You have to pay something. Guys, I'm going to leave that from at that point today. There's so much to learn. There's so much fun. So stay tuned again for the next video. Goodbye. Until next time.